So, start at the very beginning. As a kid from Estonia, pick up basketball. When did you realize that it was your calling?
I had no option. My dad played basketball. So, but yeah, I mean, growing up, I played soccer and basketball. I wanted to be a soccer player. As a kid, it's easier to kick the ball with your legs instead of trying to play basketball and shoot it in the hoop. But my dad guided me. Like I said, he played pro many years for national team. So I guess I actually had no choice.
When did you decide you wanted to come to the United States, play college ball? How did you get recruited over here?
Growing up, I didn't really know much about college. I just knew some bigger schools. My goal wasn't to go to college. I was very close going pro, but I saw how the pro life is when you're not in top teams, and started looking into college options, and at the end of the day, college looked so much more fun to me personally, and also for my development. Just I wanted to keep growing and improving on my game, and I felt like college was the perfect spot for me for that.
What did your dad tell you to do?
I do say that my dad never. He let me do my own decisions. He wasn't one of those dads who was on the sideline yelling at the son or how this. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but the American dads are, So I had very open hands, and my family supported me throughout till now. Like, this is my family. They told me whatever feels right for me, I gotta do it, and I felt like that was the right decision.
Did you consult him or ask him questions on what you should do, or you pretty much do your own thing?
I mean, I did my own thing. I trusted my gut, and here I am.
How was the transition to the United States when you came over? How was it at Arizona, and then why did you ultimately decide to transfer?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning it was different. It's hell of a transition. I mean, I had never eaten Mexican food before I got to Tucson, and next thing you know, all they eat there is Mexican food, right? Tacos and stuff like that. So, I was pretty often on the bathroom and the toilet. My stomach couldn't take it, but you get used to.
Mexican food here.
Yeah, see, I haven't eaten here yet. I'm taking I had a good 3 years in Tucson. I'm taking a break from Mexican food, and But I mean, the reason why I left Arizona, I just felt like it was time to move on. Honestly, like I said, I had great 3 years there under Coach Sean Miller and Coach Tommy Lloyd. I mean, I love this dude still now. Like, there was no beef or no harm going out. Me and the coaching staff, we sat down, we talked about what I'm trying to do, and they understood it, and everything was, there's no beef. Like, if I would pick up the phone right now and call Tommy, I know for sure he would pick it up. So these are my guys.
Kerr, obviously everything that kind of transpired this summer, you went back into the portal and then decided to come back. I mean, obviously there's probably a lot of questions and things running through your mind at that time. Can you just kind of take us through those couple of weeks, what that was like for you and what brought you back, I guess? Yeah,
I mean, it was a messy week for sure, or longer than a week, but I mean, basically I committed to Coach Bob Huggins, and when he was gone, I felt that everybody deserves a chance to re-recruit me again, including Josh Eilert. And that's what I basically did. I just, I needed to make sure how Josh wants me here, what Josh wants to do here, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, I mean, I gotta give all credit to Bob Huggins too. After everything went down, Bob told me that he's gonna be here for me, whatever I need, et cetera. Like, and I felt that made me feel very comfortable. That even though if he's not around the team, that he's still going to be here in Morgantown and be here for me.
Describe the player you are and the player you want to be.
I think I'm creative player. Kind of, I don't really like to be between like lines. I feel like basketball is game of mistakes and yeah, pretty just free flowing. I would consider myself a leader, trying to hold everybody accountable and stuff like that. And the player I want to be, I want to be the best player I can be. I want to, improve on every aspect I can improve on, and yeah.
Josh mentioned, he said that he's encouraging you to shoot a little more. You're a pass-first guy.
Yeah. Choosing the first time I chose West Virginia, I saw the roster. I was like, okay, I can come here, move the ball around, and now my role is become a little bit different. I actually have to start shooting more, so it's a little weird, for sure, because my instincts and like you said, I'm a pass-first point guard, so it's kind of hard to be more selfish, I guess. But I'm trying to do that, and hopefully it turns out good.
Scoring's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. But I just love passing that much that and now I'm old, so it's a little bit maybe hard to start changing some habits.
Jesse's a good guy to throw to.
Oh yeah, Jesse. All these kids are good. Jojo, Raekwon. And I'm not even talking about basketball aspect, like as they are, like how they are as a kids. Like they're good kids, and I think it's super special, especially if we're trying to do something big here, to have a good team chemistry. And I think we're doing an amazing job at it.
I spent one spring training out in Tucson covering the team, one of the teams that was out there then, and it was kind of a culture shock for me. I can't imagine going from Estonia to the desert to seeing miles and miles of nothing but sand and cactus and Pinnacle Peak out there. And
no, yeah, 100%. I got some photos a few days ago from Tucson. I completely forgot how there's no green, how it's literally a desert. But when you're in there, you kind of get used to it, and you don't even pay attention to it. And when I came on my visit, at the time I had been being in Tucson for quite a bit, and then I just came out here, and everything was just so green and nice, and yeah, it was just good.
So besides that, how does Morgantown compare? Obviously, it's a whole lot smaller, but a little bit more like back home?
Yeah, for sure. Except maybe it's hilly here. I don't know, man. These roads. Thank God I have a bigger car than like a regular small car. But the roads are crazy here for sure. But I like it here. I think Morgantown is a place. It's definitely not a place for everybody. It's either you like it or you hate it, and I happen to really like it for sure.
There's obviously a lot of people around the state, fans who are kind of wondering what this team is going to be about with all the changes over the summer and just new guys coming in. Friday night, obviously the scrimmage in front of the fans. What do you think people will learn and see about this team?
I think on Friday they won't learn much because I think this event is more for the fans, just to that we can just kind of bond together, because we're gonna have a hell of a year for sure. But I wouldn't put too much pressure on us. Like, we have a new coach. We got a whole new team. But for us, it's more like of an excitement, because I think people are doubting us, and I think it's better that way. I've been in Arizona for 2 years. We were number 1, 2 seed back-to-back years, and it's not always easy to deal with the expectations that everybody's expecting something big to happen, and then when you lose one game, then okay, maybe we don't win national championship now this year, so. But I'm excited here. Yeah, like I said, we have nothing to lose, and of course we're gonna have a chip on our shoulder. We're representing not only Morgantown, the whole state, which is very, very special.
What's it been like for you getting to know, a whole new roster, not just personally, but, how they play, how you can play with them. What's that been like?
Good. I mean, I've been playing. I mean, I had Benedict Mathurin, very good guys, in my team who are now in the league, and when I'm looking around who I have this year here, I mean, it's not far. I mean, Raekwon is a freak athlete, and I mean Jesse Quinn, that's why I think it's so excited, because I know that we have a lot of potential here, and we can do something very, very special.
The basketball you played back in Europe, right? Like Lithuania, I believe you played.
Yeah.
And then some of the national team. What are those experiences like compared to basketball, in the college in the U.S.? Because it's got to be worlds apart at some point, right?
You mean playing for a national team?
I mean, just anything you did overseas versus, Pac-12 or what you so far experienced.
I mean, national teams are always special because, you kind of grow up in a country and everybody grows up in the same culture. You're representing the same stuff. That's all you've taught. That's all you know. And when you have 12 guys who eat the same food for all their lives, who believe in the same stuff, it's very special because and then you have the fans. I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but national teams are something that I don't take for granted, and nobody should take for granted. But national teams are my favorite things. When they have the small windows and then you gotta go, and then you have the funniest physiotherapy out there, and it's just, national teams are super fun, and I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's different than college for sure.
And then I think you played in some, I don't know if they were leagues or professional leagues, but there were one or two in Lithuania, right?
Yeah, I mean, college is, I mean, for sure we don't get that much fans, I would say, as we get in college in the top leagues. I mean, I'm just bringing a comparison from Arizona. I mean, our stuff was sold out for 3 years, every game pretty much. So, and back over, it also depends where you play, I guess. If you play EuroLeague, you're chilling, but if you play Iceland, then it's not ideal.
The constitution of Russia, you probably have older guys, significantly older than you there.
Yeah, I know, for sure, yeah. And that's what kind of made me, coming back to the question who asked me before that, why did I decide to go to college or whatever. I mean, it wasn't easy. You're a 16-year-old kid. You have a teammate who's 35. Practice ends, he showers, and then he just needs to go right away back to his house because he got 2 kids and a wife to take care of. And then you're there, 16 years old, you're away from home. You're thinking, all right, what should I do now? And then you're just sitting, and everybody leaves, and then you kind of feel lonely, I would say. So college is for sure more fun.
Iceland's a long trip, though.
No disrespect. I mean, Iceland, that was what I came up with.
How's your perspective changed since you've been in the United States?
About?
Your outlook on life. I mean, obviously you've experienced different cultures and different things. How are you different?
I think I've grown as a person, for sure. But I mean, life. I would say that's a hard one.
So you can't get in the car and go home and see your mom and dad. It's not like that.
But I was
made a big leap.
Yeah, I mean, I moved away from home when I was 15, so I've been kind of used to it. But maybe in the beginning it was more mental that because I played in Lithuania for a couple of years, and Lithuania, Estonia, that's a hour flight, and now you get to States, and wherever you feel a little homesickness, you're shit, 25 hours flight, that was maybe the hardest part, just mentally dealing with knowing that you're so away from home. I had sister visiting me for Christmas when I was in Arizona, and I mean, she was she thought she was flying literally other side of the world, and when you look at the map, then you almost are. So it's no joke for sure, but it's all, I would say it's all mental more. Nowadays you got FaceTimes, you got all options to communicate with your family, etc., even grandparents. I mean, my grandma, grandpa, they have Facebooks. Like Facebooks, by the way, are a big thing in Europe. Here, I know it's not anymore that big, but yeah.
Off the court training, like weightlifting and stuff. Here in the United States, is it different than
For sure.
Okay.
Very different. Here, you put some weights on. Like you know, the coach is like, all right, keep adding weight, and then back home it's more like, you know, all right, let's take the stretching bands and, you know, let's move them a little bit. So here it's for sure harder work, and I mean, I gotta give a lot of props to Coach Sean Brown. I mean, the change that me and him, the work that I put in, and the change me and him did this summer with my body is, I mean, day and night. And it's been only, what, 3.5 months. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very thankful for him.
Really miss about home food? Anything that
Yeah,
stands out?
some snacks, some, you know, growing up childhood snacks, and always, you know, I always say this, but I always miss my grandma food. You know, nothing beats that. And just seeing my family, my sister, some friends for sure, but is what it is.
It's the perfect grandma meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soup, and she makes the best meatballs too, with some great potatoes. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.